Now, Maura Gillespie, former advisor to former Republican Speaker John Boehner and former Congressman Adam Kinzinger, and also Megan Hayes, former special assistant to President Biden and former director of White House message planning. Welcome, ladies, to both of you. Maura, you first here. Conservatives are first, as we discussed the budget, they're fueling Trump's rejection of this bill. Many are pushing for steeper spending cuts. What do you think it's going to take this weekend to get Republicans on the same page?
Donald Trump. He's going to have to engage. This is going to be the time where he has to come in and talk to those hardliners, explain why this is his agenda that they need to get done and need to get forward, move forward, because, you know, that Ways and Means Committee, they got it through. Now it's time for budget to get it through. And so it's going to be a test of how strong his power is over the Republican caucus and to see if they will, you know, move with him. This is really an important part of the Trump legacy, right? He has had a really impressive, if you think about how loyal these members are, doing whatever he says, ignoring some of the things that they would normally be raising all the alarms about if a Democrat had done it. And yet he has still maintained their support. So this fracture here is a sign of that, you know, will he be able to, you know, convince them? That's going to be the biggest test. And I think that comes tomorrow.
Can I just ask, is it loyalty? Is that the reason they stay with him?
That's what they'll say it is. They'll say it's loyalty. I do think it's a bit of loyalty, fear, and ego as a combination of those things. And it's disappointing because, again, they're supposed to represent the 700,000 people of their districts, at least in the House side. That's the objective of going into Congress and serving as a representative. Yes, you're part of a team, but the objective there is to represent your constituents. And so some of these hardliners, they're going to point to that, saying this bill or whatever parts of it that they don't like are going to hurt my constituents. But they'll get pushback because they will probably bend the knee to Donald Trump because he does have such an outsized stronghold over their constituents, too, those MAGA stronghold supporters. So I do think it's a combination of things. They don't want to lose their jobs.
Yeah. So, Megan, the House Budget Committee plans a Sunday night revote. We've said they'll be gathering back in 10 p.m. tomorrow. Are they secretly hoping some committee members don't show up at that hour? I mean, 10 p.m. Sunday night?
I mean, I think that's really their only strategy here, right? And getting it through committee is really just the easy part. This should be easy for them to get this out of committee. It's when it gets to the floor and when this has to take a vote, when these members in purple districts have to take a vote on cuts to Medicaid and cut to these SNAP fundings and other food assistance programs, that's going to be the bigger challenge here that some of these members are going to have to take votes on.
What's interesting, Maura, is Moody's analysts wrote this on the downgrade of the U.S. credit rating. If the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is extended, it will add around $4 trillion to the federal fiscal primary deficit over the next decade. So then what are the implications for Trump's signature campaign promise?
It's going to be a question for Republicans in Congress to answer. Again, remember, he's a lame duck president. So while, yes, this big, beautiful bill is his entire agenda essentially wrapped into one piece of legislation, the Moody's downgrade also, another point that it pointed out in its, you know, deciding factor was they said that it will stay stable at this, you know, less than AAA rating because of the independent you know, Federal Reserve. So because of that, and then you had Trump going after them today, and Jerome Powell going after him again, I think that Republicans and anyone who is able to get his ear should ask him to dial that back because we don't want to jeopardize our standing and our ratings any further than we already have. But there could be legacy implications for Donald Trump if the ratings continue to go down.